Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. It's the last day of the year, Larson, which means it's our favorite episode of the year. Predictions time. Yeah. We're going to talk about our predictions from last year, and we're going to be giving you our so important predictions for 2025. Very exciting time. We love doing this every year. Yes. The year just zoomed by the way. Hopefully you guys are safe tonight with all of the New Year's festivities and whatnot.
You got anything planned, Steve?
We're actually filming this like 11 days ago. So as of right now, not really.
Same.
No, I usually just whatever Bama wants to do in terms of like inviting a friend over, you'd probably just do that. Boring dads we are, but we've got some hot, spicy content today in the form of predictions. So who's going to go first,
Well,
Larson?
First, let's recap what we said was going to happen in 2024 and see how close we are to being right. So, I'll start.
Okay.
I have here number one. Either Punk or Cody will finish their story at WrestleMania 40, but not both.
Either Punk or Cody will okay, well, there you go. On the board. Punk was injured for WrestleMania, so he did he played spoiler instead for Drew McIntyre.
Did.
So well done.
Finish his story.
All right, here's my first prediction for 2024. There won't be one single Punk drama story in 2024. And apart from Tony Khan trying to drum up some drama by revisiting 2023, that's true. Punk was on best behavior in WWE not once. In fact, quite the opposite. He was on best behavior and he was very helpful. He was hanging out on NXT. He didn't have to go to NXT, but everybody was saying, hey, this guy was approachable. He was available. He was backstage with his dog, mixing it up and playing nice with everybody. And no Punk drama.
You're on the board, Steve.
On the board.
All right, next up, I got Mercedes Moné returns to U.S. television wrestling, although I thought she didn't come back to WWE. That part didn't happen, but she did return to U.S. television wrestling.
Did you have it written down that it would be WWE?
I said maybe. I had this whole scenario where she helped Bayley win the title to counter damage control at WrestleMania.
Oh, wow. Okay, very elaborate.
It was a great bit of fantasy booking. It just never happened.
All right, well, you know what? Mostly on the board. She came back to TV. This next one, man, I know you've criticized me in the past for some gimmies, but this was totally a gimme. Did we only do 5 each last year? Because for some reason I've got more than 5 here.
I have 5. And then one related to the Going in Raw Enterprises.
Okay. I'll just do this next one because it's written down here, and I'm pretty sure I said it in the actual predictions. NXT Europe is nowhere to be found. Yeah, they stopped that whole global localization thing. And in fact, this isn't like necessarily a prediction for next year, but I mean, it could be. I feel like they're not only are we not going to get more global localization because they're going to do it with the ID thing, but in terms of content for WWE, I think the library is going to disappear, man.
It's entirely possible.
I think because it seems like so they've gotten rid of the network internationally, and in putting like international things on Netflix, I think the idea is they're not going to have the full library. I think they're going to have like probably the Raw and SmackDown back catalogs.
Yeah, but it seems like if you want to watch some Mid-South, you'll be able to find that on Netflix.
I think that's a big possibility and a really, really sad one too.
It is.
That's going to be a big bummer.
One of the great things about W Network is that it was such a huge archive of wrestling content, not just WWE.
Yeah.
The possibility of that just poof disappearing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a bummer.
Absolutely, it's a bummer.
Next, I got CM Punk's arrival on Raw leads to WWE getting a huge deal for Raw's broadcast rights, and they got $5 billion for it.
I think that's a pretty big deal. $5 billion is a really big deal. They were saying that it was a big deal. So yeah, I think that's a good one right there, man. You're on the board again. All right, man. This one, I feel like this one, I deserve the credit for it.
I don't know if you're the one that determined that, though.
Roman Reigns will wrestle 5 or less televised matches in 2024.
He wrestled twice at WrestleMania. Put him over 5.
Dude, I am spot on with the 5 if you include his 2 WrestleMania matches as a single event.
Sorry, Steve. They're 2 separate matches. You're wrong.
Well, I feel like I threw something at the board and it kind of half stuck on there because
yeah, you were close. Hey,
if it wasn't for the freaking Rock, pulling whatever he's pulling there, whatever the situation was.
Or look at it this way: if it wasn't for Cody getting sad face over losing his Mania match, he would have got it too. So
yeah, no, absolutely. So I feel like when I was doing this particular prediction, I did look at the calendar and I only had WrestleMania going down for 1 match. So I feel like I'm going to give myself credit for this.
Yeah, I'm not giving you any credit. You're wrong. Next. AEW struggles to find a TV package for all of AEW, Ring of Honor, plus the combined tape library.
I mean, yeah, they didn't. I don't. So
they got a TV deal for AEW, but they had to drop Rampage. Ring of Honor still has no TV deal.
Yeah.
And then I think some of the back catalog is going to be on Max.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So half right, half wrong.
All right, this next one, I will freely admit that I got this completely wrong. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even know what the hell I had on here. But this one I've got AEW Collision is going to move channels and nights. That didn't happen, but instead we saw what would happen if they didn't do that. Their ratings would just continue to completely free fall, and that's what's happened here. So they didn't heed my advice, and instead
listen here, Tony Khan. Listen to Steve.
Yeah, he should have.
Next, this one I got right. WWE, AEW, and New Japan will all face at least one major defection as wrestler salaries skyrocket due to increased TV rights deals and general buzz around the wrestling business.
A major defection? Everybody, did you say? Wait, I'm sorry. Did you put WWE in there?
Yeah, I did. Bobby Lashley left WWE. He's a huge name.
Didn't he just get like no? Oh, did he just didn't?
Ricochet left WWE. Huge name. Former champion.
I feel like Lashley, in Lashley's case, it was WWE didn't have anything for him, so he just left.
That was 2023. What about Ricochet? He's a major name.
Yeah,
former U.S. champ.
Look, this ain't Seth Rollins leaving WWE. I don't know. Look, with you and I, Lashley's a major name.
Oh, he's a former world champion. Of course, he's a major name.
But they coped him, man. They coped him.
Well, Cope's a major name, too.
A defection is like, oh, I'm leaving and you guys really want me. WWE didn't want Lashley. Sadly, but WWE didn't want Lashley.
It's confusing why you wouldn't want to sign Bobby Lashley.
I think this is sort of on par with my Roman 5 or 6 situation here, man. I don't know about this. I think you're wrong.
If only Sheamus had signed with AEW.
Hey, this one here? Yeah. This one right here? This is a big one here that I got right completely. Vince McMahon will be forced out of Endeavor. It is still crazy to me, and I feel really underappreciated by the general wrestling media sphere, Larson, at just how much Vince McMahon botched his own deal. He came back to WWE to ostensibly screw himself out of his own company. If he would have sold WWE for cash, for many bags with giant dollar symbols on them, he would have gotten much more and potentially held on. I will almost guarantee if this dude sold WWE to like the Saudi Arabian government or whatever it is, the sports authority there, he probably could have held on to control of the company and made out like a bandit in terms of money. Instead, he basically got himself forced out of the company and really didn't make out that much in terms of money. That's crazy to me.
Definitely not as much as he could have. I know he sold a bunch of stock, but how much that ended up being as compared to what it would have been had he sold the company outright.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Yeah. But I got that one right, man. They said, you are out of here. As soon as, what was it, like Slim Jim? The Royal Rumble was like, yeah, we're parting ways with you guys or something like that. They were like, hey, Vince, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And ever since then, he's been shedding stock. He's been selling his stock.
He has.
He's out.
He has. So I have one here as it relates to going in raw business. I said we were going to get 200,000 subs on the main channel. Did that.
Got 200,000 on main.
And I also said 30,000 on Friendo Club, which we're a bit short, but it was still a decent year of growth over at Friendo Club Wrestling.
You know what I also appreciate too, because I've got one more. Like I've got a couple more on the wrestling end of things, and maybe it was the kind of thing where I just tacked them on at the end. You know,
Sure.
me rambling. But WWE will introduce women's mid-card title. They did that two times. I had this one also. This didn't happen. Brand Warfare will be at Survivor Series. I don't even know if I mentioned that one or not.
I don't remember you mentioned that one,
but I have it written down. Ricky Starks will sign with WWE. Oh, that's a matter of time. He would if he could right now.
Yeah, if his option wasn't picked up, probably would have.
And then I've got this one right here. Ric Flair will wrestle in 2024.
You did mention that one. You got that one way wrong.
I got that one way wrong. You know, one thing that I appreciate about like going back to the going in raw business aspect of things is that we improved our visuals here.
We did.
I'm much happier with the graphics here, but also like I got a new camera in 2024, and so my shit looks good. Your shit looks better.
You got new camera too. Got new mic. Yeah.
Yeah, we all improved our stuff over here.
Upgrades.
Yeah, upgrades.
All right, let's review who we thought was be champion at the end of the year.
Well, I've kind of a switcheroo here. Why don't we do that when we do the new champions for 2025?
Oh, you want to do like a whole? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it as a block because I think people want to get into the predictions for 2025.
All right, fair enough. All right, we'll do your first. You're eager. What's your first prediction for 2025?
I don't feel good about any of these, to be honest with you. I feel good about like one of them.
You mean you have one gimme in there, and the rest of them you actually had to like do some stretches, huh?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
All
right. First one, I don't feel good about this at all because I don't think he's going to do it similar to the Collision one. But Tony Khan will hire a booker / showrunner for AEW. Yeah, he's going to do that.
There's absolutely no chance that happens.
You don't think so?
Unless his hand is forced, there's absolutely no chance.
Yes, no. I'm not saying he's going to do it on his own volition. I think ratings are going to crater so bad. I think they're going to debut on Max, and they're going to be like, why does it say there's only 15 people watching right now? You need to do something about that.
The thing about it is that when it airs on Max, those numbers aren't reported, so they get AEW like, hey, we got tons of viewers.
Yeah, but Max is going to care. Like Bob Max is going to care about. He's going to care about the numbers.
Maxwell Max, yes.
Yeah, somebody's going. Dude, these numbers are concerning, given where they started at the year.
Oh yeah.
And where they are now. And look, they might be able to hide them from us, which is going to help, I think, perception.
Absolutely.
When along with Raw being on Netflix, I think it's going to help perception a little bit. But when they start going out to their own memorial auditoriums around the country, and it looks like TNA basically, or they're going to look like NXT. You know, you got Moxley in there in front of like 500 people. That ain't going to look good. And they're not going to want it if it doesn't look good, Larson. So I think Tony Khan might be forced into hiring a proper showrunner / booker.
I'd be surprised. I'll follow you on a Tony Khan one. I got here, Tony Khan will fail in his efforts to find a TV home for Ring of Honor. He seems intent on finding, I would assume, a cable broadcast partner to air Ring of Honor weekly television. I think he's going to realize during the course of these efforts, I think it's about the second time he's really tried to do this, independent of AEW's TV rights, that Chris Jericho's name value is not what it used to be. And I think it's probably difficult to find a TV home for Ring of Honor since it's kind of a show without an identity.
Yeah, I mean, it has an identity. Well, I honestly I can't speak to it because I never watched the damn thing.
Yeah,
anymore,
it just seems like matches, match, which I guess is his identity. It's just a show of wrestling. But then we're recording this obviously before Final Battle. If Athena loses her title to Billie Starkz, which I anticipate, which is tonight. Athena, that show is built around her.
Mm-hmm.
If she gets brought up to AEW main roster, if you will, that show's top draw, the centerpiece of that show is going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
How do they rebuild a Ring of Honor then without Athena there? I don't know. I just feel like Tony Khan has these ideas that the Ring of Honor brand has some value as it relates to a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And like Ring of Honor always struggled to find a consistent TV home in its prime, at its peak.
Yeah.
And now when it's kind of, in a lot of ways, AEW Dark Elevation with a couple extra stories tossed in, I don't necessarily see how that's a promising prospect for television broadcast partners. I just don't.
Yeah. I don't think this is much of a stretch, to be honest. I'm not talking shit to you right now. I'm just saying, like, I mean, they're gonna end up on Max.
Probably.
Probably not for very much money. No. I think that's... Yeah,
it might just be an added value situation.
Oh, dude.
What?
I'm looking at the final battle card right now. You know who's on this thing for in a survival of the fittest match for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship?
Stephen Flo.
Brian. Fucking I wish. Could you imagine this matchup? Let's say that this person I'm about to mention wins the Ring of Honor Television Champion.
All right.
In the survival of the fittest match.
Is it Rob Shit?
No. Could you imagine Stephen Flo challenging All Heat Blake Christian?
Oh, there we go.
For the ring, because he's in this match against Brian Cage, the champion, Willie Mack, Mark Davis, AR Fox, and Commander for this match, man. Come on, All Heat.
All Heat. Where's Stephen Flo?
Where's Stephen Flo? Oh man, yeah. This is a decent card looking. This is a decent looking card though.
Yeah. No, the card looks pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks
all right,
good.
What's
I mean,
your
there's
next
like 13
prediction
matches on it
for 2025, Steve?
All right, let's see here. What else do I got here? John Cena's going to break that record. I think he's going to be world champion during 2025. It's going to be the Raw mid card world championship, and you know, technically, dude, why would they not want Peacemaker holding that title, that record breaking thing? Ric Flair still has a little bit of time to muck up his legacy even more. So yeah, man, I think they're going to give it to John Cena. They can make a huge deal about it, which means more sellouts, more gouging those ticket prices even more. Larson.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I think Cena's going to break the record. Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
Speaking of championship wins, I put this on my doc here before reports started coming out that Drew McIntyre is in line for a huge 2025. WB sees him as a huge main event player, which I would assume they did already. He did beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania a few years back for the title.
He did, yeah.
He's going to be world champion again in 2025. I think all the work he put in 2024 in terms of developing his character and his willingness for his character to at times look like a chump.
Mm-hmm.
All to serve the story they wanted to tell. Mm-hmm. Probably impressed a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
His willingness to focus on telling interesting stories and developing his character, I think, will be rewarded in 2025 with a proper world championship reign that lasts longer than 5.5 minutes, because that's how long he had the belt at WrestleMania before CM Punk cost him.
I've got this prediction as well. It's in my who's going to end 2025 as champion. So a bit of a gimme here from Larson. Next one here.
As limited as the Raw main event scene is, it's not a gimme.
Oh, that's a gimme, baby. I've got Ricky Starks. We'll go to NXT. Hey, look, man, you're not the only one with gimmies around here. NXT is going to be Ricky Starks. He's not going to go to main roster first. That's kind of the one, aspect of like, oh, where is he going to go here? But I'm going to say that he's going to go to NXT because, God damn it, they need dudes in that NXT title scene, because you can't even call it a main event title scene anymore because the women have taken that main event scene from the men, and appropriately so, because my God, the amount of creative energy HBK puts into the women's division is like off the charts.
Yeah.
And you kind of love to see it because they've got a terrific roster there. But yeah, they're going to inject some Ricky Stark, some absolute. NXT will be absolute, man. That's what's going to happen.
With that in mind, I got one for NXT 2. By summer, NXT will film far more regularly on the road.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they're ready to be a full-time touring promotion yet for a weekly TV. But if you see what they did with this past week's one from Lowell, not the character from the show Wings, the city, Lowell,
nor
Massachusetts.
the abbreviation for Laugh Out Loud.
Or just a pause, a lull.
Yeah.
Um, where they had Raw in Boston, had NXT the next night.
Yeah.
Monday Night Raw from Boston.
From Boston.
NXT the same night in the same metro area.
Mm-hmm.
Follow that template.
Yeah.
Have Raw in the basketball arena or the hockey arena. Next night, find a venue in the area with some character, or an arena on a college campus, something like that. Have NXT from there. I'm not expecting them to do it full time this year, but I think by the summer, especially the summer.
What's going to be the percent? What's going to be the ratio?
I'm hoping it's 50-50.
Ooh.
They can go out on the road far more often, because we saw the crowd in Lowell. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was awesome.
Venue, fantastic. That venue they had in Minneapolis for Deadline was awesome.
It was really cool.
Find places like that with character, and especially if AEW is going to be booking smaller venues in 2025. I mean, if NXT really wants to put forth some serious competition against All Elite Wrestling, compete for those venues.
Yeah, man.
Because they're going to be looking at the same places
deals.
that are 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 seat arenas.
Yeah. I mean, one prediction that might be kind of a little, I don't know if you have it on yours, and I didn't put it on mine necessarily, but since we're sort of talking about that aspect of things, I hope we don't get a bunch of comments saying, oh, you guys are anti whatever. I want AEW to do really well.
I do too.
NXT is going to beat in the total overall viewership. They're going to beat AEW in those ratings more often than not in 2025.
I mean, they already are of late.
I know. I think
did
that
this
trend,
week.
that's why I'm not going to like say it as an official prediction, but because it seems kind of obvious at this point that that's going to be the case. That's going to be the case. And on top of that, well, here's the thing. Here's the caveat on that too, is that because Dynamite's going to move to Max Live, that's going to hit their cable ratings gnarly.
It could, yeah. Yeah.
So anyways, and then, here's my second to last one. Cause I've got 5 plus my annual one, which is it's turning my annual one now. But here's my fifth one. The Rock will once again be drama for WrestleMania season. I think this is going to be a fucking annual thing, dude, where I think right now it's been reported from Fightful that, and maybe by the time this airs, it'll be expanded upon a little bit, but CM Punk versus Roman Reigns is on the docket for WrestleMania. Dwayne might take issue with that. He's going to come in and muck things up, dude, and it's not going to be clean. It's going to be some weird segments where people say weird things, and it's going to stir some shit, and we're not going to have the full WrestleMania picture until kind of late into WrestleMania season because of Dwayne. I think that shit's going to happen, and I think he's going to be a headache every goddamn year for WrestleMania, man. I think that's going to happen.
You know, I almost put No Rock at WrestleMania this year. I almost put that as a prediction. I was very close to doing that.
But then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, he's not going to get... and that it might end up being No Rock. Might be Rock No Way.
Yeah.
But along the way, he's going to do like... He'll just... Like he did at Bad Blood or whatever the pay-per-view is.
I mean, isn't he advertised for the Netflix Raw premiere? Or at least there was talk of him being there at the very least, I thought.
I don't remember exactly, but it's always possible. I mean, that wouldn't shock. I mean, he should be there.
Yeah, you'd think so.
He's director of the board.
Yeah, he is. The word that he's going to be at the first Netflix Raw gave me pause about saying No Rock at WrestleMania.
I mean, the fact that he's director of the board and he got so much money last year gives me pause about there being no Rock. But I think that he's going to definitely be playing games on the road.
Well, let me ask you this, then. Speaking of gamesmanship, are the leaks from WWE, it's obviously pure speculation, regarding other matches for either Cody or Roman, is that gamesmanship on their part?
Oh, dude, yeah. 1,000%. 1,000%. And you just have to hope that, because here's the thing. The one thing you don't want is Punk drama in 2025. You don't want that. So whatever you do with Punk, You got to make sure, and honestly, this is just, and this is for anybody. This is for Rollins, Drew, anybody who could be affected by the bullshit. You need to make sure that you're communicating with them on a regular basis in terms of like, hey, things can change if, this is the contingency. If like our A plan is Rock Roman for the Tribal Chief Championship. But there's a good chance that he's going to be playing games and that's not going to happen. And if that's the case, you're going to be slotted in that spot. And if you're not slotted in that spot because Dwayne shows up, this is the other spot we have for you, and we hope it's a good one. It's like Cena Punk or something like that.
You know what? Even more so than that, I wouldn't even tell him A plan, B plan, C plan. I would just straight up say everything's fluid.
Yeah, dude, but
because you could have A plan, B, and C, but if The Rock comes in and changes even one person's plan, it's going to have a domino effect on all the other ones. Even at a certain point, the B plan and the C plan could have to go by the wayside for Plan D.
Yeah, dude, Plan Dwayne. I know. I'm just saying, everybody needs like this. I'll put it this way, because we're not there and we don't know. This needs to be managed properly.
It does.
Because what we saw with Cody last year, that shit was not managed properly. When Dwayne shows up and is like, oh, I want Roman this year. And so Triple H has to tell Cody on the day he wins the Rumble, you're not going to be in the WrestleMania main event. That's whack.
It is.
That's completely whack.
It is.
So they need to figure this shit out, and they need to figure this shit out soon.
Yes.
Because I'm watching TV. I don't see people have cry face over like winning the Rumble. That's weird.
It is weird.
Or
It's
drop
strange.
cryptic promos.
Yeah, about how you won the Rumble and had a difficult weekend, but you're fine.
What the hell? You win the Rumble. It should be a celebratory weekend.
Coming out there all sad. Anyways, this one's probably a gimme, but whatever. Charlotte returns for the Rumble, and then she's going to face Nia Jax at WrestleMania for the WWE Women's title.
Dream match for me. I want to see them throw hands.
You want a shoot fight, essentially. Here
I want Charlotte, dude. I want Charlotte to come in and Hogan the shit out of that place, man. I want her swinging her stroke around. I want her power plays. Hell yeah. Do it all. Charlotte, you're the queen. Take what's yours. Doesn't work for me, brother, should be in her vocabulary.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Because what happens? We get awesome matches when you do that. Do you want to give 7 minutes to Charlotte and Rhea? No. How about 27? How about that?
Yeah.
She did it. She made it happen.
7 minutes? No way.
7 minutes? No way. I'll buy a Charlotte shirt when she comes back, man. Here's my last one. Speaking of flares, Ric Flair will wrestle in 2025. That's my final prediction for the year.
All right.
Yeah, man. Woo!
So even if he does wrestle in 2025, is your prediction going to be he has one final match in 2026?
Ric Flair will wrestle in 2026. That's my prediction for my prediction of 2025 predictions.
There we go. I got one last one. I got here Hangman Adam Page is going to be the AEW World Champion again in 2025. I was thinking about it. If Darby wins... So there's one of two ways they could do this. They can have Darby win at Revolution, but if he's got designs on climbing Mount Everest this year, that's roughly around the same period. That's March, April. That was always kind of like the window we'd heard. Like that's the prime window where you want to go and climb because I guess the conditions are best.
Darby's going to want to do it when conditions are worst.
Probably. So Revolution doesn't seem likely for Darby. Or if he does, he's going to have a really short title reign, which is a distinct possibility.
I think that second one is it. I think he's going to win a Revolution and drop it like within a month or something.
Yeah, something like that. Hangman is doing some of the best character work in all of wrestling. The crowd is starting to get behind him again.
Oh, yeah.
There was a spell where they were booing him out of the building. And now, because he's doing such good work, and such a fascinating, interesting character, the crowd's cheering for him, chanting cowboy shit. He's on the trajectory to be champion this year. And I think whether he's the one that beats Darby, there's another champion in between. Maybe they wait till Full Gear, 4 years after he beat Kenny for that title. Same pay-per-view. He walks out of there world champion and goes into 2025 as champ. And then we can revisit Hangman versus Swerve with Hangman as champion.
Yeah.
Dynamic, a little different. Still going to be freaking awesome because they bring out the best in each other.
You know what energy I want to see somehow, some way? Hangman as champion and him giving that reaction that Stone Cold gave at the Rumble when Bret Hart comes out, you know? Yeah, that kind of shit. That's the kind of stuff that I want to see. I think you're right about that. I think Hangman's going to win in 2025. I do not have him leaving 2025 as champion, though. So I think he's going to have it, and I think he's going to drop it. But first, let's talk about who we thought were going to be champions coming out of 2024, now that it's the 31st, and we're filming this on the 20th. I don't think there's any other big events between now and...
Well, there's...
I think champions are locked in, right?
No, not in the NXT one. Not for NXT champs.
Okay.
There's a title match on this upcoming Tuesdays, Christmas Eve edition of NXT. There's a Heritage Cup match.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, before we get to that, let's talk main roster titles. Steve, I assume we both had Cody Rhodes being the undisputed champion at the end of the year.
You got that right.
Did you have Gunther as I have WB champion, but as World Heavyweight champion at the end of the year?
I sure did.
All right, there we go. Intercontinental champion. Who'd you have?
Sami Zayn.
So did I. U.S. champion. Who'd you have?
Kevin Owens.
At L.A. Knight. So close.
Oh, that was close. Yeah.
Nah.
Of
course, when we did this last year, there was unified tag titles. So who'd you have as your unified tag champs?
DIY. We are. Yeah, man.
Creeds.
Oh, yeah. That's not a terrible pick back then.
Yeah, now.
Bad
not
pick
good.
now. Yeah.
Who'd you have for the women's champion, Steve?
I had Bayley.
And?
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I had Rhea, but I also had Sasha Banks.
Feel like it would have been Rhea had there not been the injury stuff.
I know.
Oh, you had Sasha. Wow.
Who'd you have for women's tag champs?
Bianca and Jade.
Good job.
Yeah.
I have Isla and Alba.
Yeah, that was before Bianca and Jade were even a thing, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Nice. Good job, me.
For my Rumble and Money in the Bank winners, I had CM Punk. I was hedging my bets there.
I had Punk. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we were heading into the Rumble. Yeah, I had Punk as well, yeah. Money in the Bank, I had Priest because I thought he was going to do the double thing.
Back-to-back, yeah.
Who would you have Money in the Bank?
Punk.
Oh, you had... Oh.
Like he's going to win one of them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Let's talk AEW. I had Swerve as champion through the end of the year.
I had Adam Cole, baby.
I had Athena as women's champion.
I had Athena as TBS champion. I had Sheeta as women's champion.
TNT champ, I had Hangman.
I had Miro. No, I had Roderick Strong. My picks are terrible.
Yeah, mine are. I didn't get any of them right for AEW.
By the way, my picks for AEW 2025, they're equally as bad.
Yeah.
Like the mids, I have no clue.
Yeah. TBS champ, I had Sky Blue. Who'd you have for international champ?
Miro.
I had Switchblade.
Oh, at least he's like doing stuff.
Yeah.
My guy's not even on TV. I don't even know what he's doing.
He's hurt. Miro's hurt. Tag champions, who'd you have?
Young Bucks.
I had Christian and Adam Copeland.
Hey, you never know if Adam Copeland didn't decide to blow out his legs. That could have been.
Who'd you have for trios champs?
Top Flight and Action Andretti.
I had Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh.
What a great pick. Is it still Blackpool Combat? Is it still Death Riders?
Yeah, it's Death Riders still, yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Death Riders for the Triple Crown, which isn't even a thing anymore.
It's not even a thing.
I had John Moxley.
I had Garcia.
All right,
he's one of the champions
he
now.
Is, yeah, he's TNT champ now. NXT champs, I had Trick with the World Championship. I assume he did too.
I'm looking for that. Hold on a second. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, I got Trick. Yeah.
North American, I had Lexus King.
I have Obafemi. Hey, I was close on that one.
Yeah, you were. Women's champ, I had Cora Jade.
Lola Vice.
Heritage Cup. As of right now, I got this right. I got Charlie Dempsey.
Oh, you just spoiled it for me. But it's not a spoiler now. So I'm assuming you got that wrong?
Yeah, by a week.
What? That's awesome. Yeah, let's go, Lexus King. Let's
Remember we did our last who will be the next champion. I said Lexus King will be the next Heritage Cup champion. So in a way, I still got it right.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Good job.
Who'd you have for
NXT.
Heritage Cup champ?
Oh, Noam Dar, who apparently is perpetually injured.
Yeah, that knee injury must have been pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty rough. Pretty rough. Who'd you have for NXT Tag Champs?
Fraxium.
Oh, good job on that one. I've got Metaphor. I just thought it was going to be a Metaphor year, I guess, man.
So.
I guess it was going to be, what's his face?
Oro Mensa.
Oro Mensa and Noam Dar. That would have been really fun, to be honest with you.
Oro hasn't been on
great.
TV much lately. I like Oro a lot.
Yeah, he hasn't been.
All right, let's talk champions at the end of 2025. Steve, who is going to be your WWE Undisputed Champion at the end of 2025?
He's the most popular guy right now. CM
Punk. You got Phil with the Undisputed title.
I think he's going to beat Roman. I think he's going to beat Roman at WrestleMania. And I think he's going to beat Cody at some point in the year.
Wow.
Yup.
I wasn't sure, so I just kept it on Cody. I said Cody.
Well, there you go.
Safe pick. World Heavyweight Championship.
Drew McIntyre.
Same.
I think, dude, it's the two guys who had the biggest WWE 2024, Drew and Punk. I think they're going to be the two big champions.
Could be. Intercontinental Champion. Who do you got?
Trick Williams.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's going to get called up, I think, to Raw. And I think they're going to do I think they're going to keep him away from Carmelo for a bit, unless Carmelo might go to Raw.
Yeah, seems like he's a good chance he's going to go to Raw.
I think they want to do especially if the Intercontinental Championship #1 changes hands a lot. This is a really hard one to predict because it changes hands a bunch. Right now they got Braun Breaker, who was the previous face of NXT. I think by next year it'll be the face of NXT now, Trick Williams.
All right. I got Bronson Reed. I think when he comes back from his injury, they're just going to pick up with his push where they left off because he was really starting to get over.
He was, yeah. That'll be a big return.
Yeah, huge return. Put that Intercontinental title on him. U.S. champion, I got Jacob Fatu.
Same here.
There we go. Tag champs. Who do you got for your Raw tag champs, Steve?
I got the Lucha Bros.
Same.
I think at some point Phoenix is going to be available, at which point they'll put them together and have them win the tag titles.
Same. What about for SmackDown?
I mean, you got to think the Street Profits eventually are going to get hot. So I got the Street Profits.
Motor City!
Do your fist.
All right, women's champions. Who you got for your Raw women's champion?
Women's
world
Raw,
champion, sorry.
Women's world champion. Oh, I've got Rhea. Once she gets it back, she'll keep it for a while.
Yeah, she's going to have that for a while. What about the W Women's Championship? Who do you got?
I got Bianca. I had Tiffany, and it probably will end up being Tiffany because she's going to cash in and she might have it for a while. But if she cashes in, she'll go back to being a bad guy and Bianca will take it off her. That's what I'm guessing.
Charlotte. Women's Intercontinental Champion. Who do you got?
Roxanne Perez. It's going to be her and Trick getting called up and getting pushed really hard, really quick.
I got Dakota Kai.
Oh, interesting pick. Okay.
Women's U.S. Champion.
Jordan Grace. I'm following my fantasy booking of her making her. That was going to be one of my other predictions. She makes her official WWE contracted wrestler debut in the Rumble. And then she's going to win the U.S. Championship.
I got Jade Cargill.
Okay. Good name.
Women's Tag Champions. Who do you got?
I don't know. So I went Naomi and Bailey. Although I kind of feel like one of them probably took out Jade. Yeah. Hey, how fun would a Bailey-Naomi bad guy team be?
That'd be fun.
Oh, that would be wild. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I got Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Good name.
They're getting called up.
Yeah, they are.
They've already challenged for the tag titles, so.
That is true.
By the end of the year, they'll have them. Who are your Rumble winners, men and women?
I've got for the Rumble, I've got the final boss, The Rock. And for the women, I think Rhea's going to win that title at the Thing.
Yeah.
Tiffany's going to be, I'm going to say for the Rumble, screw it. You know what? I'll say it's Bianca Belair.
All right.
They'll do Rhea versus Bianca at Mania.
I got Punk winning the Rumble. I don't know why, but I got Punk, and then I got Charlotte.
Punk and then Charlotte. Charlotte winning the Rumble? Okay. That's cool.
And then she gets the match against Nia at Mania. I win the Rumble. Who you got for your Money in the Bank briefcase winners?
I got Phil. I got CM Punk. That's how he's going to beat Cody. It's going to be opportunistic for the fans. This dude is bulletproof. He is bulletproof. So he's going to cash in on Cody, but maybe he'll do it the appropriate way. Maybe he'll do it the proper way.
And went in and announced in advance. I want my match here.
Yeah.
No, I have to do it opportunistic and bring back heel CM Punk.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, man, good luck with that, because whoever he's in there against, the fans are going to love him regardless.
Just saying. I got Dom Mysterio.
Yeah, man, if he continued that trajectory from the beginning of the year, I'd be right there with you. I thought about that name too, but like, man, I don't see him holding. I mean, maybe a failed cash in. I don't know.
And I got Roxanne Perez winning the women's ladder match.
Oh, who's gonna win oh shit, I didn't even put that. Why don't I not have women's Money in the Bank? I'm gonna say women's Money in the Bank is gonna go to who's gonna cash that shit in? Who's a good bad guy? Boy, Roxanne. Boy, that's a good name. Roxanne's a good name. But I will say, I'll say Zoe Stark.
All right.
Probably not going to happen.
All right, let's move on to AEW champs. I'm excited to see who you have for these titles, Steve. AEW World Champion at the end of 2025.
This is the only one I feel good about. The only one. And it's Will Ospreay. I think there's a really good chance he ends the year as champion. He's got to start winning again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're going to do the thing with Ospreay.
See, I had him initially, then I remembered All In London isn't happening this year.
Yeah, Forbidden Doors in England.
I know, but it's not a stadium show.
You know, I think Texas will have a huge amount of British fans.
At least not the same number as All in London, Steve.
There's not going to be the same number of any fans as All in London because
that's true. I got Hangman Adam Page.
Okay, yeah.
Probably win the title towards the end of the year. Women's champ, I got Mercedes Moné.
All right, I still have Toni Storm. I think they're gonna. When's the Australia show?
February.
Yeah,
she'll win it back in February, probably.
Oof, carrying the rest of the year? That's possible. She is incredibly creative.
She is.
Yeah. You know what I saw one person suggest on Twitter or Blue Sky? I think it was Blue Sky. That this isn't dissociative.
That she's performing the role of Toni Storm. Yeah, I saw that too.
I like that. I think it's a great idea.
Who do you have for your TNT champion, Steve?
Hobbs? At this point, I'm kind of just fantasy booking. So I got Hobbs.
I got Bobby Lashley.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
For your TBS champ, who do you got?
Athena.
Same.
I think, dude, here's the problem with that, man, is that I think what you were talking about earlier with Ring of Honor, I think he's going to try to keep Athena there and use that to get a max deal, which nobody will watch. No. And she'll just be like, boy, that's going to piss me off.
Yeah. International champion, I got Wheeler Yuta.
I got Okada.
I still have Okada as Continental champion.
Mm-hmm. I'll put, this is a stupid name. Why is Wardlow here? It's not really Wardlow. I'm going to say the cleaner, Kenny Omega.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Tag champions, I have the Outrunners.
Hey, so do I.
Nice. What about for the trios champs? Who do you have?
The Elite. The Elite.
So I'm thinking Tony Khan with the Hurt Syndicate will either book him really strong individually or do what he kind of did with House of Black and just put the trios titles on.
Oh, wow.
So I got Hurt Syndicate as trios champion as well as Bobby Lashley as TNT champ.
You know, dude, I can't stop thinking about that Ricochet fantasy book of yours, which it seems so obvious at this point. You're absolutely right. Yeah, Ricochet, Lashley, and Shelton as
that's a good trios team, though.
That's an outstanding Ricochet as shitty heel who's really good in the ring could be wildly fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good stuff, right? You know, AEW, they got the ingredients, man.
They do. They just gotta.
Boy, people were giving us shit in the Friendo Club video, in the comments.
Oh, because of the title.
Yeah.
See, I just want AEW to be better.
I know people don't get it. I know they're like, oh, these guys are so down on it. Like, yeah, because you know what? The proof is in the pudding. It's they're not doing great, right?
Yeah.
Then I've seen other people say, oh, they're worth $2 billion. Who's going to pay $2 billion for that company?
I don't know if
They're kind of worth. I get the valuation aspect of it. I understand, but like,
you put that on the open market, they're not getting $2 billion. Come on,
you're not going to get $2 billion. No. Come on now, let's become real.
All right, NXT. Who do you got as your NXT World Champion at the end of 2025?
Oh God, who do I have here? I've got. What the hell? Sorry, hold on. Going back up here. You start out. What the
All right,
hell?
I got Javon Evans.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's clear that Shawn Michaels really likes Javon Evans. I would guess that whoever loses this Obafemi Trick Williams feud is going to get called up. And then imagine if it's Obafemi holding that title pretty much all year. And, this might actually be a situation where Javon Evans wins the Iron Survivor match at Deadline and actually doesn't win the title till next year's New Year's Evil. But the Javon Evans-Obafemi feud could be pretty awesome. And if you really want to get Javon Evans established as your top babyface, have him beat Obafemi right before Obafemi gets called to the main roster, I think that would do it.
All right. The problem is that's not going to happen until April. So I'm going to rewind a little bit and say by the end of 2025, it's going to be Obafemi still, and the North American champion, Javon Evans.
Javon Evans, all right. North American champion. I tried it last year. I try again this year. Lexis King.
All right. There you go. There you go.
Who do you got for the women's champ?
I've got Stephanie Vaquer.
Same.
Like Julia's going to get it first, and then Stephanie will win it off her. Yeah.
It seems like
that's going to happen. Yeah.
Women's North American champ. Who do you got?
Nobody here. So I'm going to, on the fly, say it is clearly going to be Gigi Dolan.
I got Jada Parker.
That's a really good name. I probably should have said that.
Heritage Cup champion.
Tavion Heights.
Same.
Hey, there you go. I think that dude, I don't know what his promo's like at all.
Oh, in-ring.
Yeah, in-ring, yeah.
He's really good.
Or it's going to be Baby Orton.
Tag champs, who do you got?
I put that here. Oh, Hank and Tank.
Same here.
That's funny. Yeah, Gigi's probably a terrible name for that. I think I'm going to put it anyways because that's what I said.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
Those are our predictions.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna amend my North American Women's Champion, and it's not gonna just steal your name. Sol Ruka. This is me, Sol Ruka.
All right.
So
there you go.
Last minute. All right. So yeah, there you go. That's your predictions for the year. Let us know what your predictions are in the comments below. Hey, we should do a video where we read their predictions.
Let's do it.
Because it's just content. So
Yeah,
let us know.
exactly.
Load up these comments with your predictions for 2025, and then we'll do a video on them. Thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.